All right, kids. Today we're moving into a new geographic region. We're going to talk about South and Southeast Asia. So, with South Asia, we're talking about places like India and Pakistan. With Southeast Asia, we're getting into places like Vietnam and Cambodia and Malaysia and Indonesia. One of the things that's going on in these particular states during this time period, and this is going to be a big theme moving forward, they're using different religions to kind of not only legitimize their rule, because legitimacy is obviously something that all rulers are seeking, but they're also using different religions to kind of stabilize their society, reinforce social hierarchy. So today you guys are going to be looking at a few different kingdoms and empires that embraced Hinduism or Buddhism primarily, but you're going to see some Islam kind of show up as well, and just give a real brief description of what they did, how they did it, kind of what some of their defining characteristics were. So step one, we're going to watch a Heimler's history video that's going to kind of introduce the region, introduce some of these individuals, really kind of go over the belief systems. You've got to understand the belief systems, before you really get into the region. Once that's done, I'm going to have you guys work on this for the remainder of the period. You're going to read chapter 1.3 in the AMSCO book. It's like 5.5 pages. It's not much. And then as you read, and I did put these in order, just as you come across these different terms, names, people, places, just write a very brief description. Again, it says define or describe. It's kind of hard to define like an empire. So what I would like you to really focus on, where were they located? A little bit more specific than just South Asia or Southeast Asia. What belief system did they sponsor? And what were some of the defining traits? Again, it's going to look a little bit different for everyone, and that is perfectly fine. But essentially, you're just kind of reading through this section, putting in some definitions into your notebook. And the good thing is, there's really not a whole lot in the curriculum that you absolutely need to know about these regions at this time period. As long as you have this kind of overview information, you should be fine. I included an essential question, and I'm not going to make you answer it, but I want you to think about it, because this is the big lesson. This is the big theme that you're going to see running in these regions at this time. How did various beliefs and practices in South and Southeast Asia affect society and the development of states? So this is going to be back up here in a second. It's going to be up there the whole class period. But for right now, to kind of introduce the topic, we're going to go to our old friend, Mr. Heimler. He's going to break down some of the goings-on in these regions during his time. If you want to take notes over the Heimler's history, that's fine. Me personally, I'll just watch it, try to soak it in. That way, when you do the reading, you'll already have a little bit of a heads up as to some of the people and places he's talking about. And that will pretty much be it. Once we start on our independent work, you guys can wear headphones and whatnot. But for right now, I need all eyes, kind of glued to the screen, paying attention to this man with a very big beard who's going to be talking about South and Southeast Asia in the 1200s all the way up until the 1450s. Here.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to Heimler's History. In this video, we're going to be exploring state building and culture making in South Asia and Southeast Asia. If you have no idea where those places are, I mean this place and these places. Okay, let's start in India, or what the AP overlords like to call South Asia. So even though Muslims ruled the north of India during this time, and Buddhism was a major player, Hindu kingdoms continued to have the most significant influence. If you recall from the last video, Muslims had established the Delhi Sultanate in northern India.
Hey, bud, we're doing a half day today. If you follow the instructions on Canvas, you'll probably be just fine. But if you need anything, let me know.
Delhi Sultanate down to South India to see what kind of prospects they would have for extending the kingdom. And as it turns out, these two brothers were among the Hindus who had converted to Islam, but
All right, thank you.
for respectful reasons, they converted for power and upward social mobility.